Hello, Jack.
Well,
Welcome to the
hello.
podcast. How are
Thank you so
you?
much. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, in case nobody knows who you are, go ahead and tell everybody why you are here, like who you are, who is Jack Travis, why should we know you?
Absolutely. So yeah, my name is Jack Travis. I am 26 years old, living in Tampa, Florida at the moment. Born and raised in Philadelphia, and I'm the co-founder of SalonConcierge, which is digital marketing company that works only with beauty businesses, right? And my sister and I started the company, and we grew up in the industry. So literally from the time before I was even born, my mom started a hair salon, grew up in the industry. One of my first jobs was working the front desk, shampooing at that salon when I was like 15 years old. I worked at barber shops. At one point, I was really set on actually starting a whole mobile barbershop business, which we can get into later. But so
Hmm.
I've always kind of been like floating around the industry. And yeah, back in September of last year, we started this company. So it's early on, but it's growing very fast, and I'm very excited.
I love that. I love so many things about what you said. I'm actually directly across from you in Florida.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, hey, neighbor.
Where are you at?
I'm in Port St. Lucie, so I am
Okay.
where the Mets come to spring train.
Nice.
Hey. And so I love that. I love meeting fellow Floridians. We just, we have a thing. And then the other thing is you grew up in the industry. Like, let's dive into that a little bit
Yeah.
because I know that it's a little different. I don't, at least my experience, when your mom she's working. Like
Yeah.
she's a mom, but she is working, so you
Yeah.
need to keep up. How was that for you? Like, was it frustrating? Was it fun? Like,
So, yeah, my mom worked her ass off. Like, not only was she behind the chair, okay, so she's behind the chair, and at one point owning two salons, and
mm,
then training staff, marketing, inventory, like what have you, like absolute
yeah.
chaos. And then,
Hmm.
oh, by the way, yeah, I have two kids to raise, right? So the luxury was my dad was a realtor, so very flexible schedule, and he did
Hmm.
that on purpose, sacrificing really his
Yeah.
career to have the flexibility to take us to soccer practice, take us to the
Yeah.
dentist, like, right. So he he kind of stepped into that role, and yeah, she was working nonstop, right? So
Hmm.
got home at 10, 11 at night every night, watching her like really grind. Um, and yeah, I mean, it was super inspiring from a perspective of like an entrepreneurship perspective. And honestly, that definitely inspired my passion for entrepreneurship.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it was just like we were just the observers of the insanity that is
Yeah.
being a salon owner.
Yeah.
And I think really a big reason we made this business is because we get it. Like
Hmm.
we have the empathy for what these people go through, and we're
Hmm.
really trying to transform salon owners from being operators into actual owners, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Your mom is still around, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I have to
So
ask.
yeah, yeah. So she's
I have to ask.
no, yeah. So she is still running that salon. She does not work behind the chair anymore. Yes, she's still around. Sorry if it seemed otherwise. No,
Hey, mom, we love you.
yeah, yeah. She's actually funny enough. So okay, so she lives in St. Pete, Florida, which
Okay.
is about 45 minutes from me, and
Mhm.
she still runs a salon in Philadelphia from Florida.
Oh my
So
goodness. How does she do that? That is so
y-
amazing.
yes, so and how she does it is all the systems that really me and
Mhm.
my sister figured out, and automations and using technology to work smarter, not harder. And that's literally why we formed this business, because we did those things out of necessity of like, oh shit, we have to run this
Mhm.
salon from another state. And then we're like,
Mhm.
wow, this is working. This like it literally the salon is running better now than it did when she was actually there. And then we're like, okay, this is like we have to share this. This can obviously help other
Yeah.
people. And it's not like we're competing with ourselves. You know what I mean? I have clients all over the country, right? So it's
Right.
like there's no harm in sharing these tactics.
Right. So, okay. Oh my gosh, there's so many ways we could go, but I kind of want to like dive into like who you are. So, like, why not go into the industry? Like, why not become a barber? Why not become a stylist? Like, what turned you off from it?
Um,
And
it's a
your
loaded.
sister.
It's
I mean, you can answer for your sister too. I know she's not here,
yeah,
but
no, for
why
sure.
not?
I would love to get into it. So the cliff notes is, I think, observing the insanity that she went through. I was like, why would I want to partake in that?
Yeah,
Right. And I
yeah.
think it's the beauty and the pros and the cons of the beauty industry. It's very people reliant,
Mhm.
where like, there's always that fear, like, oh, staff could walk out,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And like that it's very reliant on other people. And I didn't really like that aspect of it.
Mhm.
If that makes sense. And
Mhm.
I think even when I was like 16, 17, I was playing around cutting my friend's hair, like trying to see if I liked it. But I realized I really appreciated the business aspect of it and the
Mhm.
marketing side of it. That's what I've always been naturally attracted to. So like in all bit, like I've been a hustler my whole life, starting nonstop businesses. And I've realized the overlapping thing is the strength of marketing.
Yes.
It's not like, for example, I started the DJ business in high school and I realized I'm successful because I know how to market myself and attract people more than the actual skill of being a DJ, right? So in that
Mm.
same lens, I've realized that like my gift in my eyes is the marketing.
Mhm.
So that's kind of why I didn't go down the path of actually, you know, doing the hair myself because I feel like I'm better suited in this lens.
Yeah. No, I agree. I didn't go into hairdressing because I felt like people were dirty. So,
What, like
let's just
client
let's just
perspective or
like
what?
be real. Like, yeah, like sometimes, you wash a client's hair and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
girlfriend, what is happening? Or dude, like for real? But
Yeah.
that was my thing. But I just like you, I was sweeping, I was washing hair, I was working the front desk. Like I still do that today. Like I still go in there and I train and all that stuff. So I totally get what you're saying. And I also went into marketing and here we are on a podcast. So boom,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
we can
And real
relate.
quick to mention my sister, I forgot that aspect of the story. That's an important one, is that
Yeah.
she ran my parents' salon for about 5 to 6 years up until January 1st of this year.
Oh
And
wow.
the reason she stepped away from that role is she
Mhm.
just got married last September,
Oh,
which is awesome.
yay.
And her dream, as a couple, their dream was to travel the whole world this whole year, right? So they're stepping into
Oh.
like a digital nomad kind of role.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's like, I just gotta do my thing. I want to step away from this, whatever. Um, so kind of got passed back to my mom, which is all good. But the benefit of all that is that between both of us, like we know this stuff inside and out. She ran the
Mm,
salon for 5 years. We're both entrepreneurship majors. Both, I think she was a minor in marketing. Like we both are very passionate about marketing and
love it.
also just small businesses and
Mhm.
entrepreneurship. So the fact that through my entrepreneurship, I'm able to serve other entrepreneurs and small business owners is like super, super fulfilling for me.
Mhm.
And I've been really enjoying supporting small business owners.
I love that. I love it so much. All right, so let's just like get into it now, okay? What is my salon concierge? What is it that sets you apart from other companies who are similar? Because there are. I can think of a couple right now. But what is it that why should people go with you?
For sure. So starting with the name, Salon Concierge, it was
Hmm.
very purposeful name, and the experience we want to recreate is a Ritz-Carlton concierge, right? A
Love it.
white glove experience
Yes.
that is super high end. We're the go-to spot. You tell us what you want, and we get it done. Just in the same
Hmm.
way as a concierge in a restaurant. Hey, I want that. Super hard to get reservation at 5-star restaurant. We're gonna make that happen for you, right? So we're very much done for you agency
Hmm.
where a lot of people do a great job of instructing people on how to do certain things in marketing, but we just take care of it for you. So I make the joke that I'm not your trainer. I'm not going to show you what to do in the gym, what to eat. I'm just going to lose the weight for you.
Oh,
Right.
that would be great. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, please.
So that the pitch is like we literally just do it for you. right?
That's great. So it's
And I
kind of
think,
like a PR firm, if you think about it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
no, that
you just
exactly.
tell them and like, look, this is what I need, and and then you as the professional, you're like, got it. Here's all it is. So with that, with any kind of marketing strategy, it takes time. Like I always like to think, 3 months of doing something, you got to be looking at it, seeing the trends, going for it. Is that something that's similar to what you're talking about? Or no, you get instant results?
Yeah, I mean, we like to work really fast.
Okay.
And the reason we're able to work fast is we heavily, like our strategy heavily relies on paid social media advertising.
Mm.
Okay. So just for example, and I can pull this up while we're talking just so I'm talking factually. So
Yeah.
we've been running ads for a client in St. Pete for about 2 weeks, maybe 10 days, and they
Mhm.
already have 20 booked appointments
That's
from what we're
incredible.
doing. So
Okay.
now, yes, is there a little bit of time before those ads went live? For sure. Takes us about 2, 3 weeks, month max from the time of someone signing up to actually ads going live. There's a little time there. But once we have everything in place, once we figure out, what are these ads going to look like? What's the messaging going to be? Are we targeting, right? Once it's live, it's like boom. Like it's wild. Like I've had ads go live Monday of this week for another salon in Missouri,
Mhm.
and we have 10 booked appointments. Like
I
it's
love it.
just it's really fast. But I think the reason we're able to work so fast is we've really just, I don't want to say we cracked the code, but we figured out the formula. And it's
Mhm.
really just a matter of having conversations with the owner, figuring
Mhm.
out, okay, where are you now? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to attract? What services? Just getting a good feel for everything.
Mhm.
And then we're just able to deliver.
Yeah. What are you using? Just Facebook? Are you using Instagram? Are you using TikTok? A blend of all those things, including email marketing? Like, what is it that you're doing?
For sure. So we like to really start with the ground floor foundation to us is online reputation. Because in my
Mm.
opinion, no amount of marketing, even fantastic marketing, cannot make up for a bad online reputation. So
Mm.
for example, let's say a restaurant is cranking out ads every day, some crazy offer, but if you Google them and they have 2 stars on Google and they said, I got food poisoning, no matter how good the ads are, you're not going to that restaurant.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in the same lens, we like to focus on the online reputation first. And quite frankly, a lot of times I find that people don't come up on Google, period. Right. So they'll meet with me and hey, what's the name of your salon? Whatever. I'm Googling them. I can't find them. They don't come up. They might not have a website. They might not have a Google My Business. No Google reviews. Right. So before we do anything, it's really getting that in line.
Mm.
And really, I tell people to, I'm like, just put yourself in the shoes of the client and just Google yourself and try to look at it like from a third person perspective and how
Mm.
you would view it. Because I try to articulate to people, I'm like, think about how much you value reviews. So why would it be any different for a potential client? So that's first.
Mhm.
Um, so we like let's say someone is not on Google at all. First step, we're setting up the Google My Business for them. We're building a website if they don't have one. We're getting them their first 20 reviews on Google before we launch a single ad.
Yeah.
Because you have to have that credibility, social proof to for people to give you a shot. That's
Right.
just the reality of it.
Right.
Then once that's in place, depending on where the client is and where they want to go, it's very unique. Everyone's different.
Mhm.
We'll do a mixture of Google ads, Facebook, Instagram ads. We're not really doing much TikTok right now.
Mm-mm.
I'm toying around with it, but for the most part, what's going to move the needle forward the most is Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, for sure.
I think that's the fastest. We don't do much email marketing. However, we do a ton of texting marketing, I guess you can call it, like SMS
Mm.
automations for people that are interested. We go heavy on the text because my whole thing is like my Gmail probably has 10,000 emails and I'm not going to
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
But the text I'm going to open within the hour. So I just put
Right.
myself in the shoes of the average consumer because that's who I am. So everything, all of our strategies, I'm like, okay, how would I react?
Mhm.
Am I going to open that email? No. Am I going to open that text? Yes. Okay, let's do it. Right? Like
That's so
that's
cool.
the lens I look at when I'm building marketing, just like, you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah, I
acting
totally
as if I'm that person. It
yeah,
sounds
like
so simple, but like no one does that.
but it totally is, and I really appreciate how you just are so cut and dry about it. You're like, this is what it is.
Mhm.
Like, let's put like ourselves in their shoes because even with like my coaching and with the podcast, like I'm all about self-awareness. Like you have to know who you are, what you have to offer, and like answer those tough questions of why should anybody know you? Like you need to know that first before you can even explain it to somebody like you because you are looking at the facts, the numbers. This is what it is, take it or leave it. And I'm so happy that you shared that.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that is where Bryn, my sister and co-founder, is an expert. That's
Mm,
really her lane is, so after someone signs up, she meets with them for an hour to really
mm,
go over, goal setting. She does a really good job of bringing out of them the truth of
mhm.
like, okay, who do you want to attract? And some people are like, well, anyone will go in the chair. We're like, no. We're like, no. Who do you actually want in your chair? Like, what do they look like? How old are they? Right?
Mhm.
Like, she does a really good job of actually getting the truth and what the actual goals are. And then we go to work to make that happen. Because realistically, like this is the analogy I use. I'm like,
Yeah.
imagine calling Uber with no destination. What are they going to do? They're going to, first off, they're probably not even going to pick you up. The ride's not even going to go
Right.
through. If
Right.
they do pick you up, they're going to look at you and be like, where the hell do you want to go? They maybe drive around in circles, right?
I,
So if
I
we
just
don't
want to
know,
talk.
yeah. So if we don't know where you want to go, how can you expect us to take you there? So that's like first step. What
Mm,
is the dream situation? Is it I want to work 3 days a week? I want to raise my prices. I want to have more time with my family. Is it I want to work, 5 days a week doing a mix of this and this, right? Like we have to figure that out first. And a lot of people
mm,
haven't taken the time to even figure that out.
mm.
What do you want?
What do you want? What do you want? That is the key question for like everything in life. Like seriously. Oh, wow. That's okay. So what does it look like to work with you guys? I'm getting like little bits and pieces. So you have the initial call with your sister, Bryn, right?
Yes.
It's an hour. She's getting like the core of the situation. And then do they have a call with you at a later date or no or no? Like walk us through like step by step.
For sure. So it's definitely different for everyone. We're accessible whenever people need it. So
Mm,
they have direct access to our business phone numbers. They can text us anytime. Honestly,
mm,
most of it is just texting back and forth. And then I'll do a lot of Loom videos, which is
mm.
basically just it's kind of like a screen recording with my face on it. And I'll kind of like
Cool.
walk through what I'm doing, explaining things. They can watch that at their convenience. People are really liking that. And then really in terms of our relationship, it's like we try to just take things off people's plate. In reality is that
Mm,
I don't want to create more work for people. So it's not like, oh, you got to meet with me once a week and do this. Like, no, our goal is to make your life easier, not harder. So it's really at a simple level, what I say to people is you focus on what you do best, delegate the rest. So you do the hair, we get the clients in the chair. Okay.
mhm,
It's
mhm.
just outsource the marketing. We'll take care of it. You don't sweat. We're going to get you clients while you sleep. Like that's
I love
the
that.
the working relationship is we just do it. And we're obviously going to ask for feedback. Like everything, we're not
Right.
just going to do things on your behalf without your approval, right? But it's very much a concierge white glove experience. It's just taken care of.
I love that. I really do. So, okay, is it like a package, like a program, like, okay, we're gonna be
Okay,
with you for
yep, yep.
3 months, or like what?
Great guess. Yeah, precisely. So
Okay.
we work with people for 3 months. So the goal
Okay.
is 90 days. We're going to transform your business, fill in as many gaps as you possibly have. And the reason we do 3 months is to provide enough time to have a drastic transformation.
Mm,
So I'm talking like we've had crazy results. Like we had a stylist who was a booth renter in a salon. Okay.
mm-hmm.
And in 2 months, she left, opened up her own salon, and now hired staff in 2 months. We've had someone fresh out of school with, less than 10 clients to 75 people on a waiting list in 3 months. Like it's like we're not looking to help people get 3, 4, 5 clients. It's let's completely shift the trajectory of this business in 90 days.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Okay, so you work with booth renters. You work with who do you work with?
So yes, great question. So to be frank, earlier on in the business, we were kind of working with a wider variety of individuals, booth
Mhm.
renters, individuals. Right now, our main focus is only working with commissioned salon owners
Oh, how cool.
with a
Okay.
staff.
Yeah.
The reason for it is a couple things. It sounds arrogant, I guess, a little bit,
It's
but
okay, honey. Be
I'm just gonna
real,
be
be raw.
straight.
Let's
I'm
go.
I'm a straight shooter.
Okay.
So with the individuals and the booth renters, we were actually getting them too busy too fast where they couldn't actually take on the demand that we were supplying.
Okay.
So I literally had I wish I might actually be able to find it, but I had a voicemail from a client complaining that she's like, I can't, like, this is insanity. Like, this is just way too much. I need some work-life balance. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'll take that. Like, that's a win.
That's
And like,
totally a win.
that's a huge win. Like, it was like, I need clients to like, yo, you got to turn this off, which is a great problem to have and can be done. Like, to be clear, like, it's not all or nothing. Like, it's not like if there actually is too much demand, like we adjust, we turn down the ads, we
Sure.
pause the ads, right? So there are solutions, all jokes aside. Um, but yeah, crazy results. And we find that commissioned salon owners with multiple staff members just have a bigger opportunity for a larger return on investment,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they can justify spending more money on ads because they just have, quite frankly, just more capacity, more
Right.
services to offer. Um, and it's a lot easier to work with a commissioned salon owner with a dedicated staff member for booking individuals, right? So when I'm working with like a booth renter, it is a little overwhelming for them to
Mm-hmm.
handle texting all these people actually working, right? So there's a lot to it.
Right.
Um, and the last thing I'll say with the booth renting situation, the problem with the booth renting, it gets very hairy because booth renting, there's a lot of intricacies and it's very different working relationships. So for example, some people are operating under the salon brand and marketing, even though they're renting a chair.
Right. So
So
that would be like your hybrid salons, right?
yes. So
Okay.
marketing for them
Mhm.
is a little tricky because sometimes I have to get the owner to approve on kind of the messaging, how we're advertising, even though they're not
Mm,
really the owner. Like for
got
that,
it.
it's like, are the booth renters individual businesses? Are they out? It's very confusing and it gets very messy. Uh,
Okay. So you just
is
do
what we
commission.
found.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're like, you know what? Let's stick in our lane because, quite frankly, the salon we own is a commissioned salon. So everything
Hmm.
we do is tested, mastered on that
Right.
model. We
Yeah.
know it works the best.
Yeah.
So I've decided to really just simplify and stick to that lane and be really good at that, at scaling
Mm.
commissioned salons. Um, and quite frankly, like a lot of those owners are looking for growth, right? So they're like,
Hmm.
all right, we're fully booked. Let's hire more staff. Let's build another location, right?
Right.
So
How cool.
we want to grow with you.
Hmm. I love. Okay, so speaking of that, is
Yeah,
it just you and your sister, or do you have like other team members?
yeah. So I should have mentioned that a huge, huge advantage we have. One of my employees, his name's Diogo. He's a former employee of Facebook. Okay, so
Oh, wow. Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So he was a media buyer, which means he was running ads all day long for 5 years, running for Facebook. So obviously that gives us a huge advantage.
Totally.
And he's an absolute wizard, like absolute wizard with it. So that really helps us obviously optimize the marketing. And then we have one other employee who's Adrian. His name's Adrian, and he's very much like our tech IT support. So he's building out, a lot of like the websites, the back end automation, the texting. There's a lot to it that I won't bore everyone with, but he's
I
very
mean,
good
I'm
in
all
that
about
lens.
it. Like we'll talk after, I guess,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can
yeah.
just talk my ear off. It's fine. It thrills me.
Yeah. So small team, but we're
That's
mean and
awesome.
lean. We're mean and lean.
I love it.
And we only hire experts at what they do. So I don't
Mhm.
want, a big team who's just kind of whatever. Like I just want very much experts. Yeah, in very
Mhm.
specific lanes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So now let's like step away from all this like tech talk, right? Cuz
Yeah,
Beauty and Barber Pros listening, they're probably like, "Oh my god, I need to take a break. I'm going to have to like come back to
for
this."
sure.
So let's like humanize it a little bit. Like
Mhm.
what do you do, because doing this, if anybody who has done Facebook ads or Instagram ads or like any of a combination of that, it is very draining. Right. And
Yeah,
you do this every day, multiple times a day with all of your clients. How do you, like, for yourself, like, how do you nourish yourself?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question and something it's ever evolving. And to be quite frank, is, it's very stressful being an entrepreneur, first
Yeah.
off, like just running your own business, right? And I would say the big thing for me has been the gym, honestly. Like I
Mm,
just hired a trainer last month and really just because I work from home, right? So
right.
being home all day, kind of doing the same things, kind of getting cooped up, you can kind of start getting a little stir crazy. So
Yeah.
the gym has been the escape for me. The sauna, the cold plunge. The cold plunge is like my
Oh
saving
man.
grace.
I have not worked my way up to that. Mm-mm.
You know
Nope.
what it is though? There is no working up to it. It's like you just got to get thrown in, honestly. Like it's like jump in the
Oh
deep end, but
Lord.
jump in the deep end that's also, 40 degrees.
Oh
Um,
God. I will say, like, just before jumping on our call, like I just wrapped up a session at the CrossFit gym. Like I got a Tough Mudder and a Spartan coming up in November and December. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? So I'm happy to hear that you also do that.
yeah, no, it's absolutely essential. I would say that. And honestly, the other thing I would say is like, so I live alone, which I absolutely love, but living alone and also working remote gets a little lonely,
Yeah.
right? So I
Yeah.
think just calling a friend, I'll go on a ton of walks, call some people I haven't talked to in a while, call my grandma, call my mom,
Yeah.
calls like this, humanizing it where it's not just me looking at numbers all
Mm.
day, right? That
Hmm.
helps a ton.
Yeah.
Um, and the last thing, honestly, like I'm a huge music guy, like obviously, the DJ business. So like
Yeah.
before this call, I'm hyping myself up, I'm playing music. That's
Oh,
kind
I
of
love
how I
that.
keep myself sane. But yeah.
Okay, that's okay. Now, with okay, whose idea was this? Was this your idea or was this your sister's idea or was it like you just like out and about and you're talking and you're like, "Oh my God," and it just hits you? Like who came up with this?
So here's kind of how it went. My dream for a while was to work in the music industry, and I
Okay.
wanted to be the top music manager. So like
Mm.
I don't know if you ever heard of like a guy like Scooter Braun. He is
Mhm.
the guy who discovered Justin Bieber, right?
Yep.
That's what I wanted to be, the business side of musicians.
Okay,
And I went
cool.
down that path and I worked in the music industry. I worked for a big merchandising company. I was doing merch for musicians I've looked up to my whole life. It was an amazing experience. And the company went bankrupt.
Oh,
Oof, 350 employees laid off. And I was just like, what the hell?
yeah.
Obviously. And it's crazy. So that same day, I received a book in the mail. I mean, I pre-ordered the book a while ago and forgot about it. But the title of the book is "Burn the Boats." Shout out Matt Higgins. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
the whole idea is literally on the cover. It's burn the boats, toss Plan B overboard.
Hmm.
So what does that actually mean? When I got that book that day, I decided that it was time to be an entrepreneur because I was an
Mm.
entrepreneurship major. I literally was like, I'm never letting this happen ever again. Never getting laid off. Never putting my, as corny as it sounds, my destiny in someone else's hands. But I made a decision. I was like, nah, this is done. I'm starting my own business, and I had no idea what that business was. Right, no clue. But I'm like, I am starting a business. I'm trying it. So that was the first decision. And then for a while, I had no idea. I was just trying different things. I was doing, DJing weddings, doing whatever, just whatever. And then this is how it was born. Was my mom was like, hey, I have a new stylist. She's fresh out of school. We got to get her busy. Do you know how to run Facebook ads? I'm like, not really, but if you want to, toss me a little bit of money, I'll figure it out. I'll run some ads for you. Sure. That's just how I am. I'm a yes man. I'm like, sure, I'll figure
Yes,
it out.
mom, just pay me.
Sure. Just
Yes,
pay me
mom,
a
pay
little bit.
me.
I'm broke and I'm laid off and I need a little bit of money. All right, let's do it. And the ad was a smashing success. Like, that was the situation where in 3 weeks, the stylist had 70 on a waiting list. And I'm not BSing that. 70 people on a waiting list.
Did you create like the graphics?
So my sister created the graphics.
Okay.
Very good at that.
Okay.
And then I actually built out the ad back end of Facebook, watching YouTube videos, trying to figure all this stuff out. And I
Mm.
figured it out. And then I
Mhm.
was like, holy shit. Like, this is something. I'm like, this is something. Like, because I was like looking at my mom, like, my mom doesn't know how to run Facebook ads, nor would she ever take the time to learn it,
Yeah.
nor does any salon owner know how to run the ads. And I was like, all right. And around the same time, my sister was talking like this whole nomad thing, how she wanted to step into a new role, start her own business. And we're like, let's do it.
Oh, I love that.
So that was a long answer, but I think it paints the full picture of like, it really wasn't like a planned thing. And we kind of just did it. And it's just been work. Like, we've quite literally been transforming businesses and people's lives by helping them make just a ton more money. And it's
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
we just have like a fire and we just keep putting more gas in the fire. And it's exciting. I'm very excited about it.
Okay, that fire that you're talking, the passion, like it is so obvious. Like I see you, like it just lights you up. And
Yeah.
I could just imagine like you and your sister at the same time. Like it is just inferno. And I am here for it. I love it.
Appreciate it.
And absolutely. And it's funny because hearing you talk about how this happened, which when did you guys go like official? Like this is official.
January 1st this year, probably.
Yeah.
So
So
this
like
is
how long were
fresh.
you doing this like before you're like, okay, this is it?
Um, what do you mean? Like, how long were we do?
Like
Like,
how long were you like doing these ads and you were like, okay, no, we need to do this business. Like,
probably like September of last year, we were kind of like, shit, this is an idea. We could do this, whatever. And then it was like, all right, let's file an LLC. Like, let's do it. Like, all right,
okay.
let's actually try to get like a client. And then I'd say like, yeah, January is like full on clients were coming in. I think we're up to like, I think we're working about 30 people right now.
Okay, that's cool.
So, but yeah, long story short, January 1st was like, my sister stepped away from being the manager of that salon and she's all in on this January 1st.
I love it.
So
That's so
it's
cool.
fresh. It's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
like first year of business. It's been a lot of learning lessons. And we just been figuring stuff out
I
and
love
it's
it.
been really exciting.
And so what was I gonna oh, I was gonna say like just hearing you speak about it, and I don't know, maybe it's a life lesson for me, but I've had several conversations within what's today. Today at the time of this recording is Thursday. So probably since Sunday or Monday. Everybody I have spoken to, this is how it works out for them. Like they're just doing a thing and then boom. And so it's encouraging is what I'm trying to get at is that you don't always have to have a plan. Sometimes the plan just hits you in the face.
Yeah. And I think honestly, it goes right back to the discussion of like the commission salon versus the booth running thing, right? Because
Mhm.
I couldn't have known who I'm going to be able to better serve until I've just done it. Like, you can kind of
Right.
conceptualize doing things, but until you just do it, you can't learn. So it's like,
Yeah.
at first we're just like, all right, we're gonna help everyone. And then we realized, we help these people better than these people, right? Or
Mm.
it's we rent perfect example, running ads. You can't learn what works until you just launch an ad, right? So like right now, I'm split testing 20 different ads for a client and looking, okay, let's just put it out there. And then we see, okay, this one works better than that. Okay, we're gonna put our attention to that. So really, it's just you have to learn just by doing
Mhm.
and not like you can talk about it all day long. You can think about it. You can read about it, watch a YouTube video, how to do it, motivate you, whatever. But until you literally just get thrown in the deep end, Like you're not gonna learn.
Do the cold plunge.
Do the damn cold plunge. I'm telling you, it's addicting. I love it. I haven't done it
I
today,
have
but I
to
am
try
doing it
it.
today because
Oh
I
no.
need one today.
Well, if you do it, like tag me in your story.
Yep.
But anyway, that's so cool. Okay. So with all of this, what I'm sure you shared the idea with other people in the industry, like before. What is your favorite insult that you may have gotten?
Um,
And like, are you so proud of that insult?
I would say, I mean, one comes to mind is that voicemail I got about, how I made her too busy, and she was actually
Yeah.
kind of mad, which
Oh,
whatever. I'll take that as my favorite insult for right now. I think other insults is a lot of people are like, I've done advertising before, it doesn't work, or I've done social media advertising, it doesn't work. But if I actually dig a little deeper,
mm-hmm.
and this is a lesson for everyone, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people think they're doing Facebook advertising by doing like a boosted post. Okay, so I'd kind of like to get into that a
I
little bit.
am so guilty of this. Go ahead, please school me right now.
And it's no fault to
It's
anyone.
it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt a little bit, and it's honestly no fault of anyone. It's really personally misleading. Like
Mm,
I think it's stupid. I think it's honestly, quite frankly, I think it's stupid how complicated Facebook makes advertising, because they can make a ton more money if it
yeah.
actually was more user friendly. It's unnecessarily complicated, and it's very complicated. And
Mm-hmm.
the boosted post, like, oh, boost this post for $10, more people will see it, which yes, may be true.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times it's to your existing followers, which a lot of times aren't even in your city. So like
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of these salons are like, we got 10,000 followers. I'm like, great. But half of them are like Canada or a different
That's
country, and
true.
some
Especially in
random bot.
Florida. Yeah.
Like, does that really matter? Like,
Mm.
that's where I get mad, is that a lot of other people are pushing, oh, post every day, post, 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 more followers, this and that. But like, the only thing that really matters is the amount of followers you have in your town and the eyeballs that are seeing it in your town who can actually come in your chair.
Mm.
Like, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
boosting post
Mm-hmm.
is, it's really just a waste of money in my personal opinion, and it's just much better to actually advertise what you want rather than just some random post of a before and after, right? So
So
I
get
digress.
friendly. So get friendly with the ads manager
Get friendly with the ads manager.
and hire you, of course.
Of course, I was gonna say, yeah, or yeah, outsource to someone who they're an expert. Like, put it this way,
Uh-huh.
I hate cleaning so much, so I hire a cleaning service once a month. Yes, could I clean my apartment? Sure, but why? My whole thing is like, I just leave it to professionals. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna do a much better job than me. I'm gonna be way less stressed, and it's just gonna get done.
Mm-hmm.
Could I change my own roof? Sure. No, I'm gonna hire a roofer to do it.
That was a good
So,
one.
like, I just think that this is a better example. Speaking of the hairstylist, yes, could they cut their own hair? Yes, could they box dye their hair? Sure, no, but they want to leave it to you, the professional, right? So in the same lens, my opinion is just outsource. Just
Mm-hmm.
outsource marketing, and you do what you do best.
Do you also work with spas?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So we're really trying to work with the beauty, the beauty realm, beauty
Mm-hmm.
businesses. So I
Mm-hmm.
have clients who do, we just signed a client as like laser hair restoration, like hair
Oh,
regrowth,
cool.
massage therapists, facials, med spas, medical aesthetics, Botox, stuff like that.
Cool.
Absolutely. They have a lot of the same principles. Um, we just find, obviously we have the most experience with a hair salon,
Right.
right? Just because of our years of experience. But realistically, yes, it's very much a lot of the same principles. So I work with, I'm working with a barber right now. So really anything under the beauty umbrella.
Okay. So now, growing up in this industry, you have seen, I'm sure your mom has come home and she's just like had a mental breakdown. I know I've seen it with my own mom, with the various staff that I've had. What is a lesson that you personally have learned growing up in the industry, working in the industry, that you wish everyone, like your neighbor, your friends, whatever, what's the lesson that you wish they would grasp and learn?
Um, I personally think that my mom should have stepped away from working behind the chair sooner,
Mhm.
but I think it was a fear thing that like, because at one point she's the biggest producer. So she's like, well, if I step away, how's this place going to make money? But
Yeah.
doing both is just insanity, in my opinion. Like, I think there's a place where, like, I'm working with the owner in St. Pete. We're working on transitioning her out of the chair and really only picking and choosing what she actually like wants to do, what's giving her joy, and not just slaving away to make income.
Mhm.
There's a place where, like, because quite frankly, like my mom loves doing hair, right? So I get it from that
Yeah.
perspective, but not the hours she was doing and trying to run the business. So I think my lesson is as quickly as possible, stepping into that owner role and not trying to be operator and owner because it takes a lot. Like, for
Yeah.
example, think about like a football coach, head coach
Yeah.
of an NFL team. He's not playing quarterback and coaching.
That's such a good
He's
point.
the coach, right? Like you have to
Yeah.
step into that role and be like, I am leading the ship. I am steering, like everyone's looking to you. You're setting the tone. So if you want your staff members to be on time, you better be there 10 minutes early to set the
Yeah.
tone. You want people to dress professionally, you better damn dress professionally,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Like that sets the tone. And I think the quicker you can step away from behind the chair all day long, the more time and awareness you have to actually train, lead, mentor, coach, praise, critique,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
That's by far the biggest thing, I think. It's just, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, man, every damn dinner for my whole life was I was hearing about the salon. Like I was basically, I'm like hearing all this, and I'm like, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And then why don't we try
Yeah.
that? Like I was kind of
Yeah.
like butting in a little bit. I'm like, well, you could
Mhm.
just do that. And then they're like, then as I get older, they actually started listening to
Mhm.
me.
I know, doesn't it feel great?
Like, mom, you can just use it, advertise on social media. Like, shut up, whatever.
Right,
Right.
right, right.
But yeah, no, trust me, we've watched the struggles. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Do you feel like that's why the salon in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's why it's doing so well? Because like your mom's not even there.
Um, yeah, I think part of it is they maintain the same staff, right? So they're a very good cohesive unit as of right now.
Mhm.
They really work, they gel well together. They have a
Mhm.
really good culture. What's cool about that salon specifically is they specialize. So a client will actually come get their color by one stylist and then a cut by another.
Mhm.
It's very specialized. They don't work weekends. They have weekends off. So I think the employees are treated very well, very fairly, paid well, very chill. So I think all those things obviously help. And like they've just created a really damn good reputation in that area,
That's cool.
right? It's like, when you're Googling salons Conshohocken, yeah, they're coming up first, 500 reviews on Google or whatever it is. Like, there's, they're in a good position. I think that's why it's working.
So so this kind of just came to me. Like, what do you tell those stylists or, estheticians, spa people who only come in for their client? Like they're not there in the salon present all the time. And they're just like, oh, well, it's like the summer, it's seasonal, it's okay. Like I'll just come in when my book is full. Like, what do you tell those people? Because you can do all the marketing, but if you're not there present for somebody to who can walk in, like you're not gonna make money. So what do you say to that?
I would say it's definitely different in each scenario. So like
Mhm.
that's kind of where I think potentially a booth renting situation gets hairy is because
Mm.
they're kind of operating their own bit. They're like, hey, this is my chair, this is my business. I don't have clients, I'm not coming in, right? So
Mhm.
it's very hard to maintain company culture and kind of standards when everyone's running a chair. Is just kind
Mhm.
of my opinion. And In terms of, I guess, kind of being ready for walk-ins or whatever,
Mhm.
I'm not a huge proponent of walk-ins. That's just
Okay.
me personally,
Okay.
for a multitude of reasons. I think you really should create enough of demand where that shouldn't be possible,
Mm.
is the
Okay.
first thing.
Okay.
Second thing is the systems we use prepares the stylist much better. So imagine instead of someone walking in, you're just reacting to what they need. With what we do, we make the clients fill out a virtual consultation form where they're like, by the time they get in the chair, the stylist is fully prepared. They know exactly what they're going to do. Right.
Mhm.
So that's a couple of things
Do
in terms of
do
that.
you do you like work with different salon softwares? Like like Mevo, Vagaro, all those people?
Yeah, great question. So to be clear, yeah, what we do is not replacing any kind of booking software. It works hand in hand with any of them. So yeah, works with any of them. I would say, and we can speak on this, is a lot of people I talk to don't want to use online booking. And just for anyone listening, I personally don't agree with that. And I think online booking is the new standard.
Yes. Agreed.
Like, if I'm looking for a new barber, okay, and he doesn't have online booking, I'm not going to him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not
That's the new generation. This is the new way of doing things. Like, come on. What are we
like you
doing?
got to remember this. Most people are actually booking appointments outside of business hours. So unless you want people
Mhm.
personally texting you at 1 in the morning,
Right.
you have to have online booking. Like it's like
Yeah.
I tell people too, like imagine I make an ad for you and people are scrolling in bed as they do. That's when they're on, scrolling.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
guilty, right?
Totally.
10 o'clock at night, they're
Totally.
going in. I'm interested. They want to book and they're like, oh, wait, there's no online book. Oh, I got a call to book. Oh, but it's 10 o'clock at night. I'm not going to call now. Oh, I'll call tomorrow. You think they're calling tomorrow? No.
No.
They forgot
They're
about you. They're on
they're
the 30th other thing.
right. They're rushing out the door to get to
Exactly.
work.
So
Yeah.
it's like you have to get them when they're in the mode of buying, creating a frictionless
Yeah.
experience, right? Like think about Amazon Prime, DoorDash, all these things. Like we want now. I don't call up Amazon and say, "Hey, I need whatever." No. I go on, I tap my phone and it pops up.
Yeah.
Like that's just a new expectation. And it's
I
easier
love
like
that.
it's easier for both parties. Do you want to go back
Mhm.
and forth and answer calls and text back and forth? Oh, no, Thursday at 2 doesn't work. I got to pick up Sally from soccer practice. Like, no, we're not
Right,
doing
right.
all this back and forth nonsense. Just use online booking, please. Like, seriously.
Please, please, please. Okay, so
Yeah, that's my rant on that.
no, I love it. So then do you encourage like the how in the industry right now they're doing like the hourly pricing like for 1 hour you book with me and you pay a certain price. Do you are you like a proponent for that or like a la carte?
Here's what I'm a proponent. I'm gonna say no to the hourly because here's
Okay.
why. Here's why.
Okay.
I personally believe that before the client gets in the chair, they should have very, very close ballpark of what that service is going to cost. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because the problem is if I'm putting myself in the average consumer's shoes and I'm hearing, oh, it's this much per hour. Like, okay, I'll give you an analogy. This morning my AC was broke. It's been a nightmare, but it's fixed. Okay, it's
Okay.
fixed.
Okay.
So the guy came, gave me a price to replace the unit. But if he told me it's X amount per hour, I'd be sitting here like sweating that if he's going slow, I'm thinking, oh crap, this guy's gonna take 3, 4 hours, right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
It
totally get
creates
it.
that like, oh shit, like they better speed it up kind of thing. Like I don't like that.
Okay.
Where I knew before I even agreed to him coming, I knew this is what I was gonna pay and
Mhm.
the result I was gonna get of a fixed air conditioner. Okay. So
Okay.
in the same way, we like to really create an experience where that conversation is had before they even get in the chair.
No matter
So
what. Yeah.
almost
Mhm.
like an in-person consultation, we like to do through texting, through a form, whatever. So for example, the St. Pete Salon, the ad we launched, we were advertising a $90 curly haircut package. Okay.
Okay.
The person said, hey, I'm interested in this, but I also want XYZ. Can you do it? They were quoted, yes, absolutely. We can do this, this, and this, and it's going to be this. I forget the exact price. I think it
Mhm.
was like upwards like $350, right?
Okay.
And they were like, oh, yes, absolutely. They booked. So now they know. That's much different than getting in the chair, expecting to pay 90, and then they go to check out. Oh, hey, by the way, it's 350. Right. Then that creates, yes, the client will probably pay it, but they're going to be sweating. They're going to be so uncomfortable, and they're probably not going to rebook because of that experience. And I've seen that happen where
Yeah.
people get upcharged and they're uncomfortable, but they're not gonna fight it in the moment, but they're not gonna come back to you and they're gonna maybe talk poorly on you
Like,
that they were
like,
blindsided, right?
yeah, like no matter what, you got to communicate beforehand. Because sometimes, whether it's hourly or it's a la carte, like you need to communicate that, and you need to be crystal clear. Like again, you need
Yes.
to know who you are and what you have to offer.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, totally.
Like I've heard stories of like people, they don't even mention the price. They just send the client to the front desk to pay and they just get blind. They put it on the front desk, your receptionist to be like, hey, just tell them it's this much and dish it off to them. Like, come on. Like, that's just not how it should go. Like if I go to the dentist and I'm there for a teeth cleaning, I don't think it's one price. I go to check out and it's
Mhm.
quadruple. I'm pissed, right? Like
Mhm.
you just gotta be empathetic and just think about how you would react in that situation and just,
Totally.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's the corny,
Yeah.
like treat people as you want to be treated, like, but it's
The
so
golden
true.
rule.
It's the
Yes.
golden rule applies for business too. Like it's just true.
Okay. So time is escaping. So my final question is, what is one question you wish I would have asked you, and how would you have answered?
Hmm.
It could be personal, professional, anything.
Uh, I don't know. I think where my head is going is like maybe asking about like what the future of this business looks like because that's something I'm pondering on, right?
Okay. Which that
Like,
was in my notes.
no, that's okay. And I want this to be like spontaneous, right? So I think like we're just super, super excited right now. And like I'm very hungry right now. Like I'm very focused
Love
and
it.
on building this business and helping as many people as possible. Like I've canceled like 3 trips I was supposed to go on. Like I'm like I can't like I have no time for distractions right now. So I'm very very focused and um yeah, I'm really looking to help as many businesses as possible. Like my goal is so we only work with one salon per city, which is like a huge
Oh,
factor is that because we don't want to compete with ourselves, first off. And
yeah.
second off, how is that fair to our clients if we're marketing the same group of people? Like that makes no sense.
Yeah.
So we've decided we only want to work with one salon per city. And my thing is just I want to work with, one salon in every city, the top salon. Like I'm very focused on that. So just one city at a time. I'm looking to make, that salon the best in their city.
I love that. I love that. That's so cool. All right. Well, Mr. Jack, thank you for coming on the Beauty Pro podcast and spilling
Thank you.
all the beans.
Hell yeah. No, this is fun. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Oh, and if you in the show notes, we will have all of your contact information, right? Can people reach out
Yep.
to you on Instagram or like go through the website or like how do we connect?
Yeah, absolutely. So my preference would be everyone go to the website,
Hmm.
which is mysalonconcierge.com.
Okay.
That's the best way. You get all the information you need. On there, I
Hmm.
have my calendar link where people can actually just book a call with me and we can just talk one-on-one about your unique situation.
Love it.
I don't know if you see my Instagram. Like I don't use my Instagram really so much for business. It's like more
Hmm.
just like my personal page. And
Sure.
honestly, that's like kind of on purpose because I'm always a proponent of telling people that you don't need to post every day and you don't really need to do all that, right? Like
Hmm.
just run ads. And that's what we do. Like for my
Right.
own business, I'm just relying on ads and not really just organic social media, if that makes sense. Like I'm trying to
Yeah.
practice what I preach.
Totally. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Okay, cool.
Cool.
So I'm so excited. Listeners, you guys are going to love this program. I'm so excited. And so, Jack, thank you so much. And we'll talk again.
Hell yeah. Thanks again.